Welcome to the stream. Today I'm starting out at Gleba, or on Gleba at the farm. I sort of enhanced the farm by adding a bit of farmland. There's still one spot where I could add more, I think. Just don't know what exactly. So this one yellow part, there is no plant. And there might be a plant somehow. Also, I might try to build this a bit differently. And this would allow me to have one more plant here. I just need to figure out whether I need some farmland still. Might turn down the music a little bit more. So I made this factory for artificial soil for both Jelly Nut and Yumako. And then I made this biter egg-based farm or factory that produces this overgrowth soil. And these soils are necessary for different kinds of areas. And I made an additional pentapod egg factory. This sometimes gets blocked by the output. This gets a lot of nutrients. And at the end I take away the spoilage. And there I have quality grinding for biochambers. It's very chaotic, but I guess you know that from me by now. I guess there are in total something like 400 legendary biochambers. More than I will ever need, but still it's good to have them. And now I have some biter eggs being delivered here, so I can make some of the advanced soil. It seems like there are not enough of those seeds. I think I would prioritize sending the seeds to the left. I think there might be enough seeds at some point, but this is sort of dangerous. But at least I have prepared and placed a lot of laser turrets, so if the biters hatch, I will have some protection. Might also switch around what I'm researching once in a while. And today I have disc 2 of the soundtrack, which sort of has some other songs, but also some songs that are on disc 1. And my chair just cracked a little bit, or creaked. I guess that was a loud sound. Hello, Pichu. Thank you. I will try. I want to make legendary spoilage from legendary nutrients from spoilage. And I don't need anything in here except productivity modules. They might be used there. Not sure if productivity modules would be helpful here. Theoretically, I could also just use biochambers here, which have an inherent productivity and maybe they are a bit faster. But I will not do that at the moment. I guess it's fine to get rid of the legendary spoilage. I don't really need it anyway. And right here I might as well add some requester chests and request some of that quality spoilage that I have in my factory somewhere. Just not that much, because I don't want all the robots to be busy. I have 305,000 uncommon spoilage and 72,000 rare spoilage. This should be taken away over time. And 13k epic spoilage. So this is what it looks like if I add a lot of this overgrowth jelly nut soil, and this is, I think, artificial jelly nut soil. This slimy root stuff almost seems like it might have come from pentapods. I want to look at this. Well, I don't know what this is, but I know that sometimes pentapod eggs do spoil here, and then some little wrigglers are coming out. I also made quality landfill, because these biochambers might need that. I only need legendary pentapod eggs here to make some more legendary biochambers, which might as well come out of the epic biochambers when they are recycled. But I think I'm almost done for now on Gleba. I'll just show you a little bit of what I've done elsewhere. This is my rocket silo collection for now. I added also some iron quality grinding and green circuit quality grinding for the biochamber production. And I added some splitting or cracking of heavy and light oil. I don't know if the heavy oil was here last time. Basically, now I have petroleum gas, and that helps me make plastic. And with that plastic I can make low density structures. I guess I have last time built this train system that collects nutrients. Now they are collecting even more nutrients. They are waiting for the nutrients to spoil. This will spoil shortly, in 7 seconds or so. And if a train is only full of spoilage, it will go away. Now you saw that spoil. A lot of these nutrients will spoil as well, and then the train will go. I guess we can try to follow it. Except that only works if I click the locomotive. There it goes through some not discovered area. But this is fine. Then we push the spoilage into these heating towers. They will heat up some water to steam, and the steam can then be used to generate energy. I wonder if I should do more of this to basically get rid of some of the steam. Otherwise maybe I might get problems and not get rid of enough of the spoilage quickly enough. Not sure if they will be built. I think there might be no Roboport support. How about I just check quickly whether I have any steam engines, steam turbines. And then I might just go there, and somehow I have a lot of lag or something. Now the frame rate has increased again. Okay, this is being built, and then I will add more. And there I can't build any, or they wouldn't connect to anything. Now I want to check my energy levels. We can see that this orange line, which is the legendary steam turbines, has increased slightly. And I guess the fusion generators have gone down accordingly. Less difficult to, or less easy to see it here, or more difficult. Now everything goes up a little bit. The Roboports have a spike in their power usage. I don't know why that is. But at least now the spoilage is used up and it's free for more from this station. I guess there are a lot of trains coming in. So maybe this old setup might be removed at some point once I have fully upgraded the other one. And also maybe I don't need that much steam storage anymore since I have the fusion generators now. They are a good backup system. And what I have built is a good perimeter. Why did I see stone there? Okay, yes, I hovered over there. And now I have artillery stations. I guess this train is going to the next artillery station. And then it's waiting for inactivity. I'm not exactly sure when these 3 seconds will start. It's a bit difficult to judge what that means, when exactly this train is active or not. But yeah, if it is out of ammo, it has, or out of fuel, it has an interrupt, and then it will go to the loading station, which is here. It will get artillery shells and fuel. And otherwise, these trains will just go around and basically try to shoot every possible place. You can see this artillery circle is moving, since a train is moving apparently. I guess it might have been this train to this station. And whenever any train or any artillery wagon sees any pentapod nests in this circle, they will shoot, and then maybe some pentapods will react by coming to me. Yeah, that's one thing that I did. I also, in some cases I had 4 Tesla turrets. Here I have the laser turrets as well. Up there I have mostly only 4 Tesla turrets, sometimes a bit more. I guess in locations where I had some attacks by pentapods, by a lot of, what are they called, stompers? The big red stompers. There are some of them here. So there were like over 10 red stompers arriving, and I thought I should upgrade this. And my biters despawned or at one point when I flew over these islands. I don't know how biters are programmed, especially on other planets. Maybe they are not supposed to be there for long. I wonder if there's anything else I wanted to show on Gleba. I guess you could see my flamethrower design or setup. In some locations, not in all, I have built a wall of flamethrowers. Not sure how successful they are yet. I guess most of them don't have many kills. These ones have a few kills and damage. Not sure how recently. It would be nice to see when the last attack happened. So there are some strafers. Not sure if they will attack at any point. Trying to switch around my research once in a while. And I now have 4 space stations or space platforms that are going between the Shattered Planet and Novus. And this is the design I have chosen for now. I don't know if I've shown this last time, probably I did. And the problem with having 4 copies of this spaceship is that I want to actually improve the amount of storage for Promethium ore, for Promethium chunks that I have. So I would need to apply a change, if I do one, to all of my spaceships somehow. So ideally I would make one more element to the right of this, and 2 or 3 more elements of these rectangles to the bottom, storing, I guess, quite a bunch more of Promethium chunks that I then mostly only use on Novus or above Novus, because I request the Biter X there. I wouldn't dare to request all the Biter X that I might need and then fly away to the Shattered Planet. Also, I started building a new prototype, which is not yet at all built. Might just try to request a few things. I guess what I might do is use the ghost cursor and just build a few things randomly. Not sure if I want laser turrets or not. My idea was maybe only using rocket turrets. This is supposed to go to Aquilo, so it definitely needs rocket turrets, but my idea is that I might just skip the gun turrets and shoot everything with rockets. Not sure whether that will work. Another problem is that I can't have the ghost cursor while I have the space platform hub open, so I always need to select things here. Not sure whether I want to do that actually. So it will now send 10 of them, 10 rocket turrets. Maybe I need to actually build a proper logistic group for these things and then just load it here. Or maybe I will just make one rocket space platform. So how about a few more of them? And then some decider combinators, constant combinators. It's always difficult to remember what can go on a ship and what not. Some legendary pumps, legendary bulk inserters, legendary stack inserters. I think I will just get them from Novice in this case. So definitely a bunch of belts. I don't know how many exactly, and this will be requested from Novice. I wish I could set the planet a bit more easily without having to click so often. Don't need that many storage tanks, but it's I have to basically get a full stack anyway. The rocket capacity is 50. I think I want some legendary medium power poles. I guess I don't need to do belt weaving. Beacons. Speed modules. Productivity modules. No quality modules in my case now. Some assembling machines. I guess, yeah, at least one cryogenic plant. Need to set the planet to Novice. And I can just send things down again. Rocket capacity is 5. I should set that to 5, but I guess now... Okay, only 5 are on the way. That's good. And what I should have ordered first is rocket stuff. I actually need some cargo base before I order too much and can't store all of that anymore. Obviously some asteroid collectors, crushers. Let's look at the rocket capacity. 10. And also 10. That's good. Thrusters. 5. But I might want more later. Another thing that I tried in between this stream and the previous one was a few mod packs. I tried the other planets, Maraxis, and I don't know what the other was called. I can look it up in a moment. I think Tenebris. Maraxis is an ocean planet, Tenebris is a dark planet somewhere. And I tried infinite stacking and infinite quality. However, the infinite quality mod broke my system because the substations have lower range at legendary level. So I guess in this case it was a downgrade somehow. Don't think anything else here is necessary. I don't know if I want to have a nuclear design again, and I'm not sure whether a fusion setup would make sense on a small ship. Maybe I need a nuclear setup. $25. Few heat pipes and one legendary nuclear reactor. I always want to add a new section, even though I only actually want to add a new row to this. I definitely need chemical plants. None of these things. No furnaces, but a few foundries. 5 foundries. Although maybe I will only utilize 2 of them. And I need to change the planet to Novus in this case, because I'm getting them from here. I don't want to fly anywhere else before getting those. I guess theoretically by now I would be able to also support all my spaceship endeavors just with a legendary electric furnace. But I think a foundry or multiple are more versatile. I have to maybe also try that out. Need to check the speeds basically. Crafting speed 2. But I guess then you also have to consider what kind of recipe you are doing. And Foundry has crafting speed 4, so that's already doubled. But it also has 25 as a footprint, 5x5, compared to the 3x3 of the furnace. And then we have this iron plate recipe, for instance. Hello, Fader Cats. Hope you are doing well. So the iron plate recipe normally is just 1 iron ore to 1 iron plate. And then the casting would be 20 molten iron to 2 iron plate. So that's a 10:1 ratio. But how do I get molten iron? Hello, Kana. I will hydrate. Happy lurking. So 10:1 ratio, but I need to check. Not sure if yeah, it's here. 500 molten iron, 50 iron ore. So that's 1 to 10, I guess. In a certain sense, it would just be 1:1, or it would be basically the same as the furnace could do, but the foundry has inherent productivity and 4 more productivity slots. So I guess it is basically a question of how much space do you want to waste for some additional productivity. Not sure if I want to add efficiency modules. I might just send them up anyway. And some repair packs. I don't want to produce them on the ship this time, or with this ship. Not sure why I called the ship Eevee. I think I didn't know in what way it will develop. But Meowth and Mewtwo are... Okay, I don't know if Mewtwo is a dark type Pokemon, but Meowth and Persian are dark type Pokemon, and they go into darkness, into deep space basically, and there they will collect Promethium. I also thought about maybe adding tags to all my ships to basically signify where they are going. So G is for Gleba, and that way I think they should be alphabetically sorted. Bergmite is an ice Pokemon, so this one goes to Aquilo. I think all the... Where did that... Okay, yes, it was sorted to the back. I guess the sorting happens at one point, but not immediately. Vanillite is also an ice Pokemon. I basically tried to find some, but there are also some half-ice Pokemon in the first 150. Umbreon is also going into darkness. I guess I could call them P for Promethium. Not sure if there would be a better way to deal with that. So the space science ships might just be called S. They don't have a Pokemon name. And I might just do it like this. Less text. And also most of these ships are actually not very useful anymore, but I'm still keeping them. Another option at some point might be to just send other stuff up and change what these ships are doing. I might add thrusters and send them around the world. Raichu is going to Fulgora. So there's an F. Pikachu is doing the same, basically my first ever spaceship. And I don't think I need that many turrets at this moment. I might as well just try removing some. But these are of course also just the normal turrets. And they have no quality. There's no quality item on this ship, I think. Oh no, there are some. I just had the alt mode off. It's silly. Anyway, this is also going to Fulgora. So once I have all my spaceships sorted or renamed, they will be sorted properly. Alphabetically, basically. So this is also going to Aquilo, among other things, but I guess always the highest possible destination will count. Or maybe the purpose, but I'm not yet sure how I want to do this. This is also going to get Promethium. Parasect is going to Gleba. I want to check whether Parasect and Raichu have a similar design, but I guess not. I guess Parasect is basically a ditto. It's a copy with some little changes probably. Jinx is quite unique. I think Jinx was my first spaceship that went to Aquilo. And then I added some railguns at the top to get to the star system edge. I'm not sure how much Jinx is actually providing towards the Prometheum science, but I will just still keep it there. Need to see what I'm writing. I think that is sometimes a downside of certain interfaces in Factorio. Maybe I'm just imagining that, but sometimes it feels like if you click somewhere and want to write something, your mouse pointer shouldn't be in the way. How about I add a little Prometheum chunk to all of my Prometheum spaceships? I guess that's a bit double-sided, basically. Like I will have the P in the beginning and then also the Prometheum chunk. Not sure if I could just copy this. I want to see whether or what it results to. Yeah, if I paste it out into a text file, it will just show. I could post that into the Twitch chat. It will show something like this. This will be this icon, basically. And that way you can also find out certain names of items if you ever wondered what they are called. I don't know whether you can see that in the wiki. So Bellsprout is also a Gleba spaceship without having any proper identification there. But I will okay, that's how I can do it. It now wrote a Q, and okay, I need to get rid of that in my hand, and so that is still a bit difficult. You first need to press Q on the thing you want, and then maybe go to edit label and then click out of there again to release the thing you had in your hand, and then possibly just save or edit a bit more. I think I have quite a lot of agricultural science packs on Gleba. I have to check. Okay, not anymore. There were quite a lot earlier, but there are a lot of already quite spoiled science packs. So I hope they get delivered quite quickly and then they should be used. And right now it seems like agricultural science is one bottleneck, but also military science is not in storage, at least. There are some on the belt, but not enough to do much. So maybe I need to improve that soon. Basically, the military science is underdeveloped. Doesn't work as fast as it needs to. And my idea was to maybe just produce it over here. Maybe also send the results there. Not sure yet. Or maybe get the stone bricks also to the right. Produce the walls there. There are multiple options for what I could do. And another thing I wanted to do is quality grind long-handed inserters, because they are useful in certain situations, for instance on Aquilo, to get to grips with these heat pipes that have to go everywhere. Also in space, sometimes those long-handed inserters are useful to bridge certain gaps. I don't know if you could use a long-handed inserter in space to basically actually go over a gap. Want to check my spaceship. So if I had a hole here, could I still use a long-handed inserter to send something over? That is an interesting question. So 2 of these Prometheum ships are waiting at Novice. I'm not sure which of them gets priority for the biter eggs. And I need to check where that actually is. So these are all the bots carrying agricultural science packs. And this is, I guess, space science that has been carried to the train. Not sure how necessary that is. I'm really not sure which of my science packs is at the moment the most problematic in terms of production. Anyway, I might try to continue renaming some of the ships. And I always first have to click on the hub to get to the renaming option. So this Ditto is going to Vulcanus. It will get a V. This Ditto is going to Gleba. So it will get a G. Not yet sure what other icons I might give it. Maybe an artillery shell. Since this is one of the delivery ships for artillery. Bulbasaur is delivering. Wait, it's stopped. I guess I never activated it again. Maybe I had some problems with something. Anyway, I need to rename this. I guess when I first built Bulbasaur, I might have had problems with the fuel, and then I had switched it off. So this ship produces space science while flying between Novus, Vulcanus and Gleba. I guess I might give it a G, because it's important that it goes to Gleba and fetches science packs there. And I guess it's also S for space science. And I will add an icon for space science, for agricultural science. Not sure whether I should just send it to Gleba. I guess that might almost be a good idea, not to waste time going to Novus. Going to Vulcanus. So now most of my ships actually have a proper tag in the front, and I will just give Eevee the A tag because it's going to Aquilo. In the meantime, I had some issues with cryogenic science, so I added a bit of these production lines. And I added rocket silos specifically for cryogenic science packs. They will be loaded in there, and the toggle for automatic requests is not on, so they will just be loaded from a belt. And this is to help make the robots less have a less tedious life for the robots, basically, because they need to use 5 times as much energy on Aquilo for each task, so they will have to charge a lot more often. So it also helps to have a lot of high quality robopods. And it's nice now to see all of my spaceships in order. So basically this is the Gleba section, which has currently 6 spaceships. 5 spaceships are going to get Promethium. I guess it will keep the ice tag just for fun and get Promethium as well. And this is also carrying some biter eggs around. And that's why it has some laser turrets. Not sure if I ever want to decommission that ship, because it doesn't really add too much value, but it's, I guess, good for sentimental reasons, and because it was my first ship to actually go to Aquilo and to win the game, to go to the solar system edge. Don't really need to get rid of ships that are still doing some work. And also the space science platforms are not really contributing that much, I guess. Need to check. So that's 1.6 thousand science per minute in the last hour. It sometimes doesn't do anything, probably while I'm not researching anything with space science. And this one is doing 2.3 thousand space science. And Ditto 4 is doing also only 1.2 thousand. It might also be because it only does space science or more space science during the flight. And maybe at other times it is not really necessary to throw that much space science down. But it can store a lot. I don't know how much. I've set the limit to 40,000, so that would be quite a lot. It should be able to store quite a lot, but maybe it can't produce that much. Maybe I will also build a bigger ship for space science at some point. Another thing that I wanted to do is probably build a quality grinding bus. As you can see, I have quite a lot of storage chests, or I hope you can see it even though it's dark. I have some lamps that I might place around there. Also to notify me of my shame that I have so much random quality stuff lying around that I need to sort out. And this is becoming so annoying and so much that I had to add even more storage chests over here. I don't know why I have so many stone bricks in chests. Normally that shouldn't happen. The problem is trying to figure out where the bots come from. I can see where they go if I follow them, but seeing where they come from is a bit harder. So I would need to detect a robot carrying a specific thing mid-flight, which is also difficult because they are so fast. I don't know if I have finished the last robot speed research. I guess I did. This one. So the current speed bonus is 1215%. Also, they are actually flying faster if I'm at 60 FPS, obviously. Or 60 UPS, I'm not sure. I guess that's updates per second. So currently I have less updates per second also, so time in the game goes a bit slower than real time. It would certainly help to not do that much quality grinding with bots and then they find things. For instance, things like these stone bricks, and then they carry them away. So that's one problem that I have to fix at some point. So all of this quality grinding needs to go and be done belt-based ideally, or removed completely if I have enough of certain items. Not sure if I will ever need that many pump jacks again. And also I added some proper quality grinding for quality modules, level 3. And I have already 390 of the legendary ones. So that's quite good. The wheel of scrap is quite good. I guess there's a little bit more batteries than everything else, but otherwise it's quite sorted. And yeah, I guess it's sort of annoying that most of the trains wait sometimes with the locomotive in the wagon slot. I don't know if this can lead to certain trains picking up solid fuel. I guess it doesn't. Doesn't seem like it happens. Yeah, but some of the trains seem to have to wait a little bit here until other trains leave this circle area. It's a bit not so well designed, I guess. But yeah, I liked the concept of having a big circle of scrap going around, being placed in certain trains. But it also seems like most of these batteries just stay there and don't get picked up a lot. The battery trains are up here and they are waiting because they don't really have many places to go. So this is where the battery trains go. One idea would be to just recycle those batteries. Right now I'm only using them in accumulators here. This is for mass producing accumulators, and then I have science pack production up here, which uses accumulators. I wonder whether I could be able to produce quality super capacitors and then basically produce quality electromagnetic science packs, but that would be a bit difficult to handle, I guess. I want to see whether I get enough of every science pack. And yeah, I had the necessity of building more military science production. How about I just copy these factories over? I think there should be enough Roboport coverage to build this. There's just no logistic connection, so the orange area is not there. Another thing that I could do is have another blue belt going out of there to basically get almost twice as many outputs potentially. And then some beacons on the outside. I'm not exactly sure why the right side of the splitter, or in our case the left side, or from our view the left side, gets more of the ammo. Don't really see any inherent reasons why that should be the case. I guess one thing that I might do now is take a bit of the ammo away. and make it go to the new military science facility. And where exactly will it go? I think on the outsides. And probably only the... Is it the blue? Yeah, I have to build a blue entrance. So this is one part of the solution. I also might need more walls or utilize the walls that I have a bit better. And I also... Yeah, I built this little thing with the requested chests, but that doesn't really help. My problem right now is that I have 929,000 stone bricks in the logistic system, but this way doesn't get rid of them. What I need to do instead is this. So that will take a bit of time to properly build. And to restructure all of this. But the way it was built before doesn't really help. And this is basically limited so that only if there are more than 10,000 stone bricks in the system this will work. So it will not lead to any lack of stone bricks in my system. But I want to get rid of a lot of them. And hopefully over time I will get rid of them. I wonder if I could just take some of these walls from here. And I guess the walls will go on the inside. I'm just fixing this military science problem now, even though I don't know if it will be the bottleneck in the near future, but it was a bottleneck in the recent past, so I guess it would be prudent to work on that. I will now also take some of these grenades. And I need to figure out whether or what exactly is the most used thing. So it's walls. I guess that is why I have... Okay, no. Let me just check what I did. In this case I have walls on the inside, but the inserters are the wrong way around. What I could do is just manually turn all of them around. I think it's not too bad to have these designs look a bit different. Just have to be aware of that if I ever copy any of them. Also, none of this works yet because this has no power. So the grenades have to go in here. And I might have a secondary output to the sides. Like that. Okay, let's get some of these grenades. And if they are not enough, I'll just have to produce more of them. That's very simple, I guess. Or the idea of this task is very simple. Maybe producing more of these grenades is not the most simple thing ever. But it's just iron plates and coal, so it shouldn't be the most difficult thing ever as well. Don't upgrade this. Have to replace this, otherwise it might lead to weird things. Sometimes, if doing belt weaving and in between doing some upgrades of the belts, or doing this thing where you have a tunnel and then accidentally upgrade it with a normal belt, it might lead to things upgrading in weird ways and things interconnecting that shouldn't. Anyway, let's take stuff away from here. Not really sure how much will come out of each place. So I will just power this and then I will see what happens. This should power everything, this one substation. If I then also connect it to the rest of the system. Okay, there's quite a lot of stuff coming out. I might just use a 6-to-6 balancer. Or shouldn't I? I wonder whether grenades will be less prevalent at this moment. So these are just 4 streams. Potentially I might unify them into one or into 2, 1 per side. And then I will just have a 4-to-4 balancer. Okay, there might be a problem with that. I might have to bring this around through here. Not sure if this is even... I guess this is not even connected anymore. And maybe it doesn't need to be connected anymore, so let's just abandon this idea completely. Maybe the production is actually not that fast, and so I don't actually need to have so many outputs. So this needs more distance. I wonder if I could just build a little 6-to-6 balancer here, or whether I shouldn't. One thing that I could do is just send all these 4 belts through. I see a way to do this, so I will just do that. Just next to this roboport. This will be 4 long underground belts. And then each of these streams will go into one of these 4 places. Just need to rearrange some things to have more space for the actual outputs and inputs. And this should work now with some adjustments. Okay, this could be lower. And then I can make this enter there. This is a bit puzzling. I mean, this is a puzzle to sort everything correctly without using too many belts and without too much stress. But now everything should be connected properly once it's built. And I guess these are still the slowest tier of stack inserters, so I will just upgrade them. At least the ones at the train. And now I need to see whether the factories get enough resources. That seems to be the case for this one. This is working at full speed with full resources. And I see that I possibly don't need these side outputs. Another thing that I could try soon is to move the inputs up a bit and basically double the factory and make it start earlier on the top. So now it seems like not enough grenades are coming in still. But at least right here they are arriving, or they have arrived. I don't know if at any point... Okay, there I see some moving. Only half a belt full, and there are a lot less. I need to check whether grenade production and consumption match recently. So the recent production only goes to 3.2 thousand per second, no per minute. And I need like 4,000 per minute. So this needs to be better. But I don't think I can do much right here. Apart from maybe adding a few more beacons, but the effects might be limited. I'll see whether anything changes about the production. Otherwise I will have to maybe create a separate grenade factory. The research is wobbling around a lot, probably because of green or agricultural science. That seems to be the bottleneck still most of the time. I don't know why. I have upgraded Gleba things. Maybe I need to upgrade them even more. I'm actually here. I mean, I'm at the fusion reactor. I just need to go up to the science production area. Maybe I can just build another science area. Don't think it's the logistics at the moment. I think it's the production that is lacking. But it's not as bad as it was maybe 2 or 3 streams ago. I can show you a little statistic. So if I look at agricultural science and Pentapod X, they are closely related. Because if I produce more Pentapod X, which I did up here, this is a new facility, which all the Pentapod X are also used by the production of biochambers. So that is why I added them here with all the other necessary inputs. But yeah, these statistics are closely linked. And you can see a slight uptick here, I guess about 4 hours ago. I don't know what I did exactly there. But yeah, if we look at 50 hours, around 16 hours ago, I increased the production a lot from 3.6 thousand per minute to around 8,000 per minute. And now it's around 11 or 12,000 a minute for the science packs. But it might still not be enough. Especially because some of them might be already half spoiled by the time they arrive or by the time they get used. But at least something happens in terms of research. I don't think any of the... Okay, now a lot of agricultural science packs are arriving. I just wanted to say none of the labs are actually researching with those science packs, but now that they are arriving, they will do research. So soon the research productivity might be improved again. This of course doesn't really help with consecutive research productivity researches, as the cost increases a lot. So this one is 18 million science, and the next one will be 22 million. The one after that 27, and then 32. Not sure what the increase is exactly. At least now the military science seems to be okay. There's another train waiting. And maybe the bottleneck at the moment is cryogenic science from Aquilo. But also there could be more promethium science. These chests are not full, or I guess I could just request more science packs there. Still have 7,400 logistic bots that are not idle in the system, so I might just increase the limits. And I guess they can't send that much more if that is not actually in the system. So they can only send what's actually there. But I guess if more of these science packs will arrive, then more of them will actually be sent. And I'm storing a lot of these cryogenic science packs here. I didn't know that. I should also send these through somehow, instead of just storing them here. That way I have less bot traffic at some point. This looks a bit magical, how the bots sometimes just swarm out. Or a bit overwhelming. Not really sure what to do with all of these quality items. I would just sort them into a certain bus that I need to build eventually. I thought maybe building a quality grinding bus down here. Not sure if there's enough space for all of that. Another option would be up here. There's kind of some space. Didn't really do much to my novice borders in the recent past. The focus was on Gleba in the last few days. I wonder if this is still going. I guess the fluoroketone is kind of low most of the time. This will lead to some of the eggs hatching prematurely before they are used. Research will be done in a few moments. I guess it will not be in 6 seconds. The science per minute is decreasing. I wonder where the next Gleba ship is. At least now I can see what my Gleba ships are. Some science packs are dropping down, I can see that. Sometimes I wish I could make this menu a bit bigger, or toggle it off if I don't want to see it. So yes, some agricultural science is arriving, as you can see, these little pods. Also want to maybe spam some light near my cargo bay, so I can see more what's going on. And the research will be done in a moment, with all of these science packs arriving. So the remaining time estimate will go down sharply. It was over a minute a few seconds ago. 26, 14, 5 seconds, and done. So I guess now the science is not with agricultural science packs. Might just leave this running for a few moments. And now you can see the military science getting used from the chests, and therefore also the train getting emptied a bit. And this is the progress bar of the train emptying. And then the next trains will go in at some point. But I really don't know what the most prevalent or most difficult bottleneck is at the moment. Might just go to plastic productivity for a moment to get rid of the agricultural science packs that have arrived. Not sure if I have enough of the other sciences. It seems like I might just be able to do more research productivity soon, or just now. I might of course also try to finish this scrap recycling productivity, so that isn't just almost done forever. It's 89% done. And I guess I should be sending and producing enough of the Bulgara science. Okay, another thing that I wanted to work on is probably these ships that go to the Shattered Planet. Need to check the inventory just to see if I could remove some of those cargo bays. The idea now is to basically have more space in these areas of the ship to basically produce things that I'm now producing here and here, so I can basically make this asteroid collection area bigger. And I can also see that some of those might fit better in a different way. I think I might just have the rockets go around somewhere. And then I might be able to fit a few more cargo bays there. Which will allow for a lot more space. At some point I also thought I might, on one ship, have the cargo bays go all around the ship, but I guess that's not really worth doing, since sadly you can't load the cargo bays, you can only have them as an extra inventory, and the loading and unloading has to happen at the hub. Anyway, now I will try to possibly move this area, this factory. But I will have to move a lot of other stuff as well. And yes, I'm working on Umbreon. I need to remember that as well. I should only be working on one ship and then later copy all of the good design choices, or basically rebuild the other ships. Once I'm done with this one. Basically now stuffing all the areas with accumulators. Would be nice to have at least one, maybe even two more of those blocks going to the right. At which point I might need to also move where I'm producing the Promethium science. Might do that at the top somewhere. Not sure where those steam turbines would go then. But I will find a way eventually. I don't know if I want to do this now all the way, or just work on getting it done eventually. So this doesn't need to go through here all the way. Carbon. Might just have it go through here. And then basically remove these overhanging belts. So now this is again reading the whole belt for the carbon. And I guess if there's too much carbon on the belt, it will just throw it out. I guess the carbon has moved to the cargo bays. Or maybe not, I don't know. I guess it has been completely removed. Not sure when, what happens, if it's always removed or sometimes going to the cargo hub. I guess for space efficiency reasons I would like to send the railgun ammo through the bottom here. I will already prepare that. And I guess right now I will just remove some water storage. I might as well add it back in later. But at the moment it would help me to remove it and have a belt go through here. And now I can remove this railgun ammo belt. And then I wonder whether all these railgun ammos will have landed in the hub. Oh yes, a lot of railgun ammo. I wonder whether I should just send it down to Novice and maybe try some railguns there. I'll also remove some of those requests. There are still 129,000 Promethium chunks that I need to use in research, so I can still work on quite a lot of these rebuild steps. So ideally everything that I build would be below this line, so I can fit 2 more of those rectangle lines in. But that will take quite a lot of work to rebuild all of this. So I'm not entirely sure if I need the gear wheel and circuit and repair pack production on the ship. I might just load the ship with repair packs on at Novus. That was more like for fun to just produce these and see if that works. But if I can make the ship more efficient by not doing that, then I would do that. So I guess the next thing I will do is move the red ammo production. Not really sure where it would be best placed. Okay, this is where ice is going. I guess the ice might also take another little detour. Don't necessarily need it to go that way. That's basically the ice that is too much in the system that will just go on and be destroyed. I'm checking here whether I have already enough water in the system, and if that's the case, the ice will just be sent overboard, like these ones. I guess they will get ever more transparent, and that is how they fade into nothingness. Transparent and further apart in an arc, and there they are gone. I wonder even if I still need the gun turrets at all, or whether it would be fine to just have rocket turrets. For that reason, rebuilding this might be rather useless, but I'm still doing it for now. I might try to do it with less copper overall. Having this there might also not be necessary. I might do that down here instead. That way I can save space in this area. Just need to get the molten copper down. So I guess these belts that go through the ammo factory are mostly copper plates. Not sure what that was. I guess it was something else. At least this belt. And the other one was ice. And I guess that could just be blue in this case. In this one case at least. Which will allow me to get the copper belts through properly. So this still needs yellow ammo. And steel. I guess the steel being up there is fine for now. It might have to be removed soon. So I guess the good option would be to rebuild it elsewhere and think about how to utilize it later. So where did the steel come from? I guess it was on one of the green belts on the outside. Probably that one. Doesn't really matter though. Okay, this is where the molten iron goes for now. I can just steal it for the steel. I guess we have arrived at the Gleba music. We had space music and Volcano's music already. So now we have steel and copper plates. Now I need to send the ammo down here. I guess that will be the last thing that I will do. And there is a ammo belt, so that might be where I put out the results. How about I try to fit that in here somewhere? Input priority right. I always need to be aware of the fact that if I place these things and I see these blue areas, that doesn't mean anything on the space platform, it just means there is this virtual electric network that actually doesn't really matter on space platforms. I guess it would sort of be nice if it wouldn't be shown there, since I don't really need it. It might only be relevant for cable reach, so potentially it means that from this medium power pole down here I could reach this inserter or that inserter, but not this one. Might just check that. So I can reach this one, I cannot reach that one. For some reason I cannot reach that one, and I cannot reach that one. But this one, yes. Okay, yes. It also makes sense with where the area actually is. All the blue rectangled or squared inserters are within the electric range of this power pole. Okay, now I want the yellow ammo to arrive there. I guess everything else is sorted. And eventually I will also have to build a new yellow ammo factory, but for now I'll just take the ammo from there to not interrupt this system forever. I might just put that here. Or get that from here. I wonder whether that is a good design, whether I might need more speed modules, whether I might need, beacons. 6.25 per second. I have to figure out what the ammo consumption was on the last flight. The red ammo consumption. 13.2 per minute on average. 70 at peak. 70 per minute. Peak means that 12.5 per second is definitely enough. So I will just leave that there, and now I can basically remove this old ammo factory. And all of this. Need to pay attention not to remove anything that should rather stay for now. The explosive connection to the additional railgun ammo factory, because I needed more railgun ammo at some point. I guess that is still the case. I might also try to calculate how much I actually need, but I'm not sure whether that will be correct if I calculate it. Okay, not sure why I have this. I guess this was still getting through there at some point. And there the left side has priority. I don't know why exactly. It will probably be correct. But that's also what I would have wanted now, since I had this. It's good that I can just hard replace these things if I want to. They will just give warnings for a few seconds, but otherwise it's fine. And I still have a bunch of Promethium ore chunks. 101,000. Can just look at Mewtwo for a moment. Want to actually figure out what the type of Mewtwo is. It's Psychic. I guess it has weaknesses against Dark. Okay, good to know. So maybe I might need to change the name if I want to stay in theme. I guess I might even just... Oh, that's a different ship. Need to work on this ship and not do any weird stuff on other ships. But yeah, I could remove this connection altogether. And there's also a lot of space wasted in this area. I surely could do this a bit better. Especially the water pipe is in the middle of everything, sort of blocking things that might be there. Taking away some potential. And yeah, I will actually just remove the green circuit factory and remove the repair pack factory. And remove all of these belts with repair packs. Could even remove the platform factory. Even though it uses a subset of what is needed in the railgun ammo. So it might not be that necessary to do anything about it. So it's just sitting here, using minimal space to add some value. Although I don't know how much of those space platforms I actually need. One thing that I could do, of course, is just make this ship bigger to the top and to the left. And then I could also expand my storage area greatly. This would, of course, require a big rework at the front, which I would like to do anyway at some point. What I might also just do is not have this on automatic, basically just pause the thrust, wait for things to arrive, and I'm still hoping for at some point being able to control which of these logistic groups is active based on certain conditions. I don't know if I can actually do that and just don't know how. I hope that is a feature at some point. I don't really want to destroy any of these promethium chunks, obviously. I want to let them be there and still work. I also hope that I still have enough. Yeah, I have 5 railguns there. Want to look at the other ships, whether they have some railguns spare. Apparently not. And Jinx. I guess Jinx only has the lower tier railguns. So that's not really useful for my case right now. Anyway, I'm really thinking about extending the ship soon. If I do a rebuild, I should also build it bigger and better. I don't think it would do much in terms of speed reduction if I just add a little bit more, like this area and maybe some up here. I wonder if only buildings would be destroyed or also space platforms if the railgun has it in its aim. So this could be a bit closer together. I don't need 2 of these asteroid collectors so close together. I might get away with connecting things via a cable and not having these comparator or combinator and combinator setups everywhere. This should work if it's in one place. And then I just need to route the signal around with a power pole. Might do some railgun damage research. I don't know if I actually need that, but I will just do it anyway. Probably those railguns can then also shoot other things better. But reworking this seems like a kind of difficult task on the whole. I guess one idea would be to have 1 asteroid collector and then 5 railguns. Maybe even having the asteroid collector sort of behind the railguns. I think it would be fine if there was still just 1 free spot in the middle. I want to maybe just try it out. Need to move this or make this smaller. So what if I did that? I can't build one there. I wonder whether it will still be able to grab things. Apparently not. Okay, it needs the free area. I basically can't build anything here or here. What I could do is sort of have the asteroid collector a bit further back, but not not literally behind the railguns. I'm not sure how that would help me though. Other than freeing up the belt. I guess the belt is the important thing. Currently the railgun ammo and the asteroid belt share the same Y coordinate. Anyway, should not be working on that ship. Okay, the gear wheel factory can go. Want to check if there's anything in the cargo from what I have just dismantled. So a lot of railgun ammo. I want to look at Novice to see whether there are any railguns. Only a bit of railgun ammo. I guess I tried the personal railgun on some biters and biter nests. Didn't even ever build any nuclear rockets. And I wonder where my next defensive lines would be. Potentially here. Here. There I don't need one. And here. But this would basically replace this one defensive line that I have now. I don't really want to expand anytime soon, but I guess I'm sometimes thinking of the future. I would like to figure out where my Spidertron is. Not sure if I can see that at the moment. Okay, it's there. Don't I have any other ones? So the grid doesn't have enough space for more than one more exoskeleton. At least I mean I could still remove some of those personal roboports. Potentially. The inventory should be good enough to also remove that temporarily. Not sure if anything can fit there except more belt immunity equipment or solar panels. I guess it's just receiving some of those exoskeletons. Hopefully the batteries are good enough. Okay, some pentapods were escaping my biochamber quality grinding setup. And now this Spidertron has all the exoskeletons, so I might just send it. The thing is that I don't want to send it all the way into danger. I'm not sure if there is any danger here, but I don't know when the last radar scan was in this area. There shouldn't have been any biters coming through here. And I sometimes forget that I'm still on Gleba. And I don't really know what's currently the best thing to do, except building or continuing to build on my spaceship. This is really a difficult task to just hotwire. Did I? Yeah, I did move the steel production. Steel production is relevant for the railgun ammo and for the better piercing round things. What if I just copied this and sent this down here somewhere? I want to look at the consumption levels of these factories. 14 steel per second, 28 copper cables per second, or even a bit more. Producing 3 railgun ammo per second roundabout. This can produce 75 per second. I guess that is enough for maybe 5 of those factories. And 3 railgun ammo per second, how long does that last? I need to check the time when it was most needed. I guess 600 per minute during the high times, which means 10 per second. If I can produce 10 per second, it will be fine, I guess. And if I can store some of the ammo on a belt flowing around somewhere, then I could pre-produce some of that, just to have a little backup. I have used more railgun ammo at some point. So I guess that was the time when I tried to shoot many things with railgun ammo, or almost anything. Like, I didn't really have the filter to ignore unlisted targets there. Some of these railguns have it and some don't. I think that would be fine to use it in certain locations only on the huge asteroids, and in some on everything that comes in. That also takes the heat off these rocket turrets or these gun turrets. Might even try laser turrets in the front. One idea might be to have the Promethium science somewhere up here when I increase the size of this ship, and then basically have lasers at the front, so I need lasers anyway to protect the biter eggs or protect against the biter eggs. One thing I might of course just try is remove all the gun turrets and send this to space. Or I don't know if any ship of the same build goes to the Shattered Planet soon. Then I might just try it out. Basically use a deconstruction planner with all the gun turrets and only send or only let the rockets shoot and the railguns. But I guess they don't yet have any laser turrets. So it wouldn't be able to test that. I guess how about I just try not having any normal ammo, any normal turrets. I might always revert back to other solutions. I have the same, or I have the blueprints available on other ships if I needed them. So since I also have the fusion reactor, I might just go with laser. And I guess this also means that I don't need copper plates for anything. Just need to check. Yeah, I don't think so. So that's one less thing to build on the platform. One less machine to support. But of course this only works if I don't need gun turrets at all. Or I might just live with only having the lower tier ammo. But I will need a lot of railgun ammo. This can go. Yeah, there are some eggs hatching sometimes of uncommon, epic, and legendary. Oh yeah, there were some legendary fighters. These ones only hatch in 2 minutes. I guess I won't be around for that. But the turrets can deal with that well enough. I also have additional, I guess it's over 144 legendary biolabs in case I want to add another block of those labs at some point, which I certainly will do at some point once I want more science. At the moment I don't really need more science. I also recently discovered that the bots always go to this place at the cargo landing pad, and that looks really much like a provider chest, which is very much attention to detail by the devs or the artists. Behind Factorio. So I wonder where this belt is going. I guess this was supposed to be the science. Oh yes, this is still the black science. Sometimes at least. And this space science that's going down can just be removed. It's good to clear up some things sometimes, but I guess I'm always good at producing even more mess. So there are a bunch of old normal substations as well. Don't know if I want to get rid of them right now. I wonder if right here I had some, or my old biolab setups earlier. It looks like it was like that. This is also where I keep my science. Or at least where I put it into provider chests. I guess I sometimes really just need to tell myself what I have where, because I don't even know what I built when and why. Everything is a bit ago. I guess the save game is over 600 hours. And yeah, all of these robopods down here are configured to take out the old kind of bot, or the normal kind of bot, if it ever arrives there. But not all of these robopods have this configuration, or I guess only very few. Would be good to automate that somehow. I guess I would have to copy certain blueprints if I wanted to get rid of all the robots that are not normal. Oops, don't do that. Need to always set this to 0. So I could also do that for the construction bots. I have to look at this robots Vulcanus thing. Sadly, it doesn't show the actual requests, it only shows the changes to the request. Would be nice if it showed some tooltip of what it actually is. So this is remove bad logistic bots. Theoretically, I would have to add this request to every robopod, and I don't even know if it would do what I wanted to do. I guess right now I might still wait for more Promethium science to arrive before I start a new research productivity, or I guess I might just switch it around for a moment and see how fast it researches, or how fast the science packs will disappear. This down here is where I had some mistakes earlier and where I then changed which science packs go on which belt. That's why there's a weird mix, but also it's funny that black and white and blue and yellow are opposite each other. I guess only very few labs are still active, so it's not worth keeping that for now. I might instead do some mining productivity. I wonder when I will reach mining productivity 10,000. It's weird to see all these bots flying over in these undense conditions, and then some of them flying back. Guess those were the ones that were previously in these roboports. And there I could also assign this remove bad bots situation. I wonder whether they will actually be removed. At least they don't remove themselves. I'll just put this request on every one of these roboports that I have around these labs, and I will see whether my logistics situation changes. So we can see I have 7.7 thousand legendary bots in the system, but still quite a lot of uncommon, rare and epic. I think I removed all the normal ones, hopefully. Just copied the robot requests to a few more robopods. And there's quite a lot of agricultural science arriving. Maybe I should actually use that again, but also maybe not. I guess it will then be proper spoilage eventually, but also it seems like a waste to not use it. I wonder how fast that research will be, whether it will stay at 644k, at least for the time when it's there. The agricultural science is going down, as we can see on the right. I'm hovering over that power pole that shows the numbers. But then there are more bots coming in with more of those science packs. Let's see how the number changes. Even during the research, it stays sort of stable. No real increase. How is the Volcano's science doing? It's sort of low. I guess I need to maybe produce more or send more. So far I have 3 ships doing that journey. All of them are requesting quite a lot of Volcano's science packs. 80,000 is quite a lot. Maybe I need to make sure that more can be sent. But also it doesn't always wait for all of them. It probably might sometimes just leave without 80,000. And yeah, this is where I build flamethrower turrets. I don't know if I've showed you that. A lot of legendary flamethrower turrets with a quite weird quality grinding setup. I have decided to make that on Volcanos because there's molten iron on Volcanos when you have lava and calcite. And basically this is all you need. Steel, pipes and gear wheels. You can make engines out of that, and these are all the ingredients in flamethrower turrets. But this is quite complicated to set up. And to balance it out, I guess this was an earlier try, that's why this is still here. I might also remove that at some point, especially if I need more productivity modules and speed modules. But yeah, what's the bottleneck? I think I might still produce more science packs. I guess that would help. Most of them are actually not kept in the chests here, so I guess if I produced more, then I wouldn't have that problem. I guess on Vulcanus you really need to produce a lot of science packs, or you need to basically have a lot of factories that are producing the science pack. On Gleba I only have 4 factories that are producing all the science packs. Not sure what it is on Fulgora, I guess 8 right here, and also I have some more, maybe 4 in this place. At some point I might also try to upgrade that. It seems like I eventually need more science. But also maybe I need more rocket places. I guess Fulgora is my place with the most rocket silos, I'm not sure. This is 7, 8. Is there no rocket fuel? That would be a problem if I don't have any rocket fuel. At least it doesn't seem to go into any chests here. How about I do that? Up to a certain limit. Maybe 1000. Obviously this is quite slow. And I didn't yet build a... Oops, I didn't yet build a train that collects the rocket fuel from here. So I'm producing a bunch of rocket fuel over here, but I'm not sending it to anywhere close to the rockets, which would actually be quite helpful. I'm only fueling the trains with this rocket fuel, and that is not all that the rocket fuel needs to do. So I need to figure out a place where I might add one more station. This is a place where solid fuel goes to be destroyed by recycling it away. And the other direction of this train station is to transform solid fuel into rocket fuel. Okay, I see a way how to do this. Just need to work on a design. Ideally without the usage of foundations. without making too much of a mess. Maybe also starting earlier. Yeah, like that maybe. Okay, I need to send Spidertron there to actually build this. And then maybe another ramp up, but I first have to see whether I can build a station there properly. And then I will just go up and away. I wonder why it doesn't just go to the side like that and then more rectangular like that. Just build it. Okay, and then I need to build a signal there at least. And I will also build a signal here to make sure trains can go there without holding up other trains. And then I just want a Bulgora station. I don't know if I have one. I have this one, but this is not quite right. I guess I might still use it anyway. Just for the signals and the station itself. I'll probably not finish this. Not right now at least. I think this might go. Why is there a train? What? How did this rail appear there? I mean, a robot hang around in the sky. So I might remove this. Still connected, and then that. And then I will just build a loading station. Don't need the power poles. And I might move the copper belt. Okay, this is where I will get rocket fuel. Just need to get it around somehow. I only recently learned that train stations are basically in the middle of the front wagon, sort of. Or in the middle of the wagon where something is stopped. Because you can actually build trains that are not led by locomotives. You can have the locomotive in the back. And then the cargo wagon would be sort of there. But you would still have 5 potential inserter slots on the side where the station is. Or the train stop building. So I think I can just go through here with that belt. And then I will just go up to that train stop, or to where the rocket fuel needs to go. I guess some people would surely be able to build something with logistic requests sent to trains. I have seen a video today, but I haven't really quite understood everything. You could probably say, train, please fulfill certain requests from point A, and for that I guess you need to go to point B and fetch things, random things that we ask of you. But yeah, that might be difficult to set up. This will be a loading station. Pick up, that's what it's called. And it will have a limit of 2 for now. Even though 3 trains would fit there, but it's good to have more space than trains that could go there. And then I will go to this place to someday build the actual rocket fuel station. Not yet sure where exactly I will build this. Potentially I have some space down here. I guess I will build it there. Not sure why I have used so much foundations here. Feels like sort of a waste. At least right now. Don't want to waste foundations if I can avoid it. I guess I will not individually remove every piece of foundation, will I? So I guess that's fine now. I guess these ones are necessary sort of for the station, but also not quite, but I will still leave it like that. And then I will try to actually get my blueprint from the blueprint book for the quick station. Trying to not waste any foundations again. Might just do that down here. And this will then be requester chests, no, logistic passive provider chests. Those ones. Might just have them on one side. And then rename this to rocket fuel drop. And then connect, wait, I can set the limit to 2 for now. And then go further to the correct side. And add some signals, if I can. They are quite random. And then connect the other side to the exit, to one exit, I guess. Oops. This might be the exit. I just saw that I have a random plastic station that I'm not really utilizing in any way, or where I'm not doing anything. I guess at some point I want to produce red circuits myself, just in case I ever recycle too many of them and I need to build them from the ground up, or for some reason I might not produce enough red circuits with everything that I do, or from recycling, and then I basically need to get more of them. Okay. I guess now theoretically a train or two should arrive. They are arriving or coming up. It just takes them a few minutes. Or I guess one already arrived there. Didn't really notice. So yeah, that is happening now. I have rocket fuel in the system. So, another random thing that I just found out and fixed. But there are still quite a lot of things to do, like Umbreon having some Promethium chunks left, but not enough to justify getting that many eggs. I guess I'll just use up the eggs that I have and then try to rebuild that ship, so I don't have to fight a lot of biters on my ship. But I might just ask for some more laser turrets. Like 50 or something. Legendary laser turrets, of course.